It was Sunday meeting. I called in Monday, deathly ill. You know, that voice everybody gives every now and then. I'm very ill. I can't. And I did that for a solid week. I called into my office. Now, I'm a psychiatric social worker. I'm in the bed in the fetal position for 5 days. I got up only for necessities. I looked schizophrenic. You know, hair in this way, and I'm at a strange look. By Friday, you know, my social work principles kick in. I got to get out of this. So I go.
Was there a fear?
Yeah, I did not want to do this. I wanted to go to Brandeis. So I said, no, I got to get my life back. I got to get back in control. This is out of control. This is not what I want to do. So I went over to my friend's home, Otho Green, who had run for state office, and I was one of his principal supporters, and we lost by a very small margin. So I went to his home and I said, hey man, get me out of this. I love you guys, and I appreciate that you care about me, but this is what you want from me. This is not what I want from me. I want my damn life back, man. Get me out of this. And I was very serious, tears in my eyes. And he said, man, you serious? I said, do I look serious? You know, man, it's too late. I mean, all of my hood came, you know, I mean, my anger, you know, I stood up, you know. What the hell you mean too late, man? Get me out of this. I don't want to be a politician, period. I'm out. I said, man, it's too late. They'll never be able to get these people back together. Tomorrow morning is Saturday morning. They expect you at 8 o'clock in the morning. They're going to nominate you at the Democratic Convention. You know, second nomination, second vote. It's all done, man. The deal's done. It's over, man. There's no way. I said, oh, my God. So I get in the car, and I go down to the pier, look out at the bay. My family's got the police looking for me, and I'm sitting out in the car looking out at the water till like about 2-something in the morning. Finally, I get home, and my friends are all at my home. They, man, where have you been? And everybody's happy to see me, because I did look a little skizzy, you know. And so they didn't know what I was up to at that point. So everybody was so happy to see me because they'd been looking for me all day. I said, what are you going to do? And I said, well, people ask me to run. I got to run. And I got to run as hard as I can to win. But let's pray like hell I lose so I can get on with my life. Well, I didn't lose. I won. And then I became a member of the Berkeley City Council, but it wasn't because that was what I wanted to do. So I ended up winning, and I became a member of the Berkeley City Council. And then in late '69, a guy who had run for Congress, African-American guy, and who had got about 40-some% of the vote, he and a number of young people from the University of California at Berkeley and others came to see me, and they said, man, you got to run for Congress. I know people think that I have squatters' rights, but I can't win this thing. You can, and I think you would be a great congressman. And I said, man, I'm just trying to finish my 4 years so I can get back to Brandeis. Leave me alone. I said, no, man, you got to think about this. You can beat this guy. And in one sense, I knew in asking the question what the answer was going to be, you know. So I came back and I said, well, let me think about it. I came back and I said, well, I'll do it, but only on my own terms. I have to be who I am. Nobody tells me what to do. Nobody fashions positions. Got to be what I think. At the end of the day, I take advice, but I got to do it on my own terms. We'll only take certain kind of money, you know, idealism. And it was a predominantly white district. The district was 18.2% black, 29% total non-white, 71% white. And I said, coalition politics, got to mobilize a
That's been your foundation,
yeah,
hasn't it?
and I said we have to reach out to all aspects of the community and document this election so that if I lose, then the next person will know how to win. But that's the only way that we can do this, coalition politics. And they said, yes, yes, and yes. So I had no way to go. So I ended up being the candidate, and I beat a 12-year white liberal incumbent who was a Fulbright fellow and labor union relationships. And I beat him in the primary in a predominantly white district during the context of the Vietnam War, and with a multiracial coalition that was essentially the same coalition that we put together when I won the Berkeley City Council election. Was the peace activists, the young left community, the multiracial, the ethnic communities across the board. And that coalition was the coalition that put me in office in November 1970, and I became the first African American in American history to go to Congress from a predominantly white congressional district, and one of the very few people that ever went to Congress defeating an incumbent in your own party in the primary. And so that's how I ended up, getting to Congress.